Hi, I'm Mario Evon, and you're listening to Talk Truth, a weekly edutainment podcast discussing the things that most people are afraid to, but from a Jamaican perspective. From relationships, sex and sexuality, to the ins and outs of entrepreneurship, in this space we speak about almost anything with the intention to inspire, educate, entertain, and create a fair and balanced space where your truth shall become your power and set you free. Me so, yeah. Ha. One. Reggae me so, yeah. So meets reggae. Guys, it's episode number 25. You know what day it is. Sunday at midnight. And this is Talk Truth. I talk to your boy Mario Evon. I'm here again. And today is exciting because, we had all of this, really motivational stuff in the past couple weeks. But today I'm going to talk to my friend, Clara Kahwa, who is a recording artist primarily. But this wonderful woman is doing so much more. She has really branched out into different places as an MC. She is now a mental health advocate, speaking about her experiences and helping to really create a platform along with other agencies to share the experiences of others. But if you don't know her, please go to YouTube, go to Google and type in CK, which stands for Clara Kahwa, and she's a recording artist. She's a singer, a dancer. She does so many things. And today, we gonna talk about being single. What? What you say, Mario? Mario, what you say? Mario, what you say? Being single. Nofa, Una go through it. Oh, but Clara is gonna tell us a bit about her experiences, and then we're gonna talk some things about the whole thing. But how some Jamaican women feel and things. But anyway, let's listen to the episode. When I get chatting out still. Yeah, but if you like what you're hearing, if you like what you are enjoying, please remember to screenshot the episode and repost it on your social media. Tag me at Mario Evon on Instagram and also at talk.truthja on Instagram. We are also on Twitter as talktruthja and on Facebook. So please big up the thing, share it with a friend. Download a podcasting app. That's the best way to consume this. Just go to your Play Store, your App Store, and look for a podcasting app and play with one. Go to the search for Talk Truth with Mario Evon, and that will bring you to the podcast. And then you can click subscribe, which I tend to see on my end, and you start listening to episodes. Listen to the intro first and then bounce around. Have a wonderful time. Guys, let's talk to CK about being single. Oh, wow. You ready, CK?
I am.
Should I call you CK? Are you Clara? Who are you? No, don't tell me it. Hold on.
Cheers. And we're
Cheers.
looking at Mario.
Sorry,
look at me.
I'm looking at you.
I can't have another 10 years of bad sex. So
7? Or you get 10 more?
I don't know. Just don't know. I don't want it.
It's
nice.
Yeah, and it's not Moscato. Thank you.
No.
Good choice.
So you have not had Pinot Grigio before?
No, I have. But it's just that I figure a lot of women like sweet wine. So when you suggested...
Just like I'm a red stripe girl and I'm the original red stripe girl, don't give me this flavored foolishness. Fat buckle all the way.
Wow.
Yeah,
I love this. This is interesting. Guys, welcome to Talk Truth. Let me adjust some levels. I never even do that good. We still adjust levels. Welcome to Talk Truth. And guess what? How with me? I'm excited to have my fellow multi-potentialite.
Yes.
She does so many things. I'm gonna let her tell you though. But welcome to the show, CK Clara Kahwa.
Hi. You don't even know what to call me. Like I don't know. I know. Don't worry.
I've called you CK for so long that I don't call you Clara, but I'm gonna start calling you Clara.
Yes, I wanted people to get to know Clara more, and CK is an extension of Clara. So I've let people know who CK is, but not really who Clara is. So today you gonna know who I is.
Clara, right?
You are. I don't know if you ready, but she's ready.
I'm ready. Oh, guys, I didn't tell you what we're talking about. So today we have an exciting topic, very relevant to so many people. We are talking, I don't even know if we have a title, but being single. Singledom, single life.
Yeah.
But before we jump into the meat, tell us a bit about you, Clara.
Some You want me to talk about how long I've been single, or
I want you to tell me about you first.
Okay. So Clara goes by the stage name, Clara Kahwa goes by the stage name CK, and I have been doing music since 2011. And I stepped away from music, you can probably say, in 2015 because I needed to regroup, restore, replenish myself, and kind of, I want to say my goals shifted, but I needed a break from it all, from the spotlight or just that lifestyle. And but yeah, she's a dancer, she's a singer, she's now emceeing, she's a mental health advocate. She's now here talking to her friend Emmy,
right?
Yeah, about being single.
So yeah, you're just doing it all because life is short and you just need to go for it, right?
Yeah, I'm tired of holding myself back. That's how I felt like I had to be. When you spoke about the multi-potential, and I was like, so I don't have to feel pressure to be one thing.
Exactly.
I can actually be them all, and there's an avenue and a space for me, and the world is asking me to do it. And that's why I had to step back, because I knew there are other things and aspects I wanted to touch on, like mental health advocacy, but it just wasn't getting the attention because I was trying to make my name in music.
Right.
So now, as I'm coming back, I started off with the mental health advocacy, but I can tell you, it really, just to kickstart that, because music had already, I know, continue. So it's now going to be line by, it's all one umbrella. CK is all one umbrella, but you'll be seeing different sides of me, and that's was really what I wanted to do utilizing CK. So I had a message, I wanted to share my story, but I wanted you to understand who I was and just be on this journey of life with me.
And that's cool, because a lot of times all of it can happen at the same time anyway.
Yeah.
So CK,
Yeah,
you'll be interchangeable. Are you single right now?
I am single. How single? Like one. Like
one?
Like O-N-E,
Like Uno?
one. Like Uno. Like, yeah, like that. So not half, not 1.5, like single.
And we are having a conversation about it. So yeah, you don't have to feel pressure to give us any details, but how long have you been single?
10 years.
You have been single for 10 years?
Yeah, I told you that, Mario, when I tell you, when you hear my story, you're gonna side-eye me and be shocked. And it's like, yeah, I have been single for 10 years. And you know what?
And I shouldn't do the surprising, because that's actually something I dislike, when people act like, oh, you're single? Like you?
Yeah, you are like, and I'm like, yeah, like, what do you mean?
Because CK is a hot girl not for single for more
apparently,
than
but
more
we
than
are.
10
It
years.
happens. And there are a couple of us that are actually out there like, I don't know if there's a tree growing in our face and we didn't know, but we feel hot. So maybe the tree is kind of hot. Like, I really don't know.
I do want to hear about what you and your girls talk about down the line, but tell me more about what the journey of 10 years of being single is like.
Let me start off
Or
like
has
this.
been like for you.
I went on this is how, there was some speed dating thing going on, and let me tell you how bad it is. If the population, or what should I say, the demographic was, obviously, there are many people who signed up for it. You see, when the day came, Mario, there were 3 men and about 20 girls. So, this...
They had a pick of the lot.
Yeah, so it's like ladies getting to know ladies. So you just, building new girlfriends, friends, and see if you have in common. And I shared my story, and I said, how long you been single? And I'm just like, 10 years. This lady looked at me like, what? How are you single? How you feel without a man so
she
long?
Fathom it.
So when I asked her how long she's single, she's like a year, and she's ready for a relationship. She's ready for a relationship. And in my mind, you're side-eyeing me, because it's almost like, how could you live without a man for so long?
Right.
How your sex life stay? These are the things I imagine that you're saying.
I might want to ask about that.
I imagine that's what she's thinking, but it was crazy. She couldn't fathom why I was single. So when I stepped back, and I didn't realize at one point in time, I was like, it was a long time. I think this is 10 years. The reason why is, so this is a story, right? Let me sip some wine, but it gonna get real.
I'm a sip too.
Mm-hmm. So what had happened was, Mario, ever love somebody more than yourself, like deep in love that way? I'd empathize with me. If you've never been, you heard about it.
I can say maybe a few times, yes.
And so what happens is, I loved him more than I loved myself, but it wasn't just him at that time. Mm-hmm. And I guess at some point in time, even me back speaking about mental health, but really I was a time of self-worthiness and self-esteem issues where I did not love myself. And so you're always looking for that, to fill that void with the love of somebody else,
right.
Somebody else to fill it for you. And so what happened was, the relationship was very toxic, but I stayed because let me be honest, like, is that he was fine. I'm not even gonna lie. I can't take it from him. He's a very attractive, handsome man.
And that
He's
always
charismatic.
factors in as well, right?
Yeah, so
these things are alluring.
and I felt like I was not worthy and deserving of somebody who looked like that and had that appeal, that since I had him, I had to do anything to keep him.
Oh, wow.
And so what happened was, I won't say I changed. I would say things like, you stop spending time with your family, stop spending time with your friends, you stop being yourself. If your light was shining brightly,
right.
you dim it in order to fit in. It was adjusting who you are. I felt like somebody like that deserved a certain woman by his side, and so I tried to become that version of who I believed needed to stand by, not necessarily the best version
so
for
you're
me.
doing a bag of things for this man and putting yourself pretty much.
But the idea of self
at
never
expense
even,
of yourself.
yeah,
but you never even know.
No,
right? It was
I didn't, because
lack
it's
of
years.
awareness.
Yeah, it was years of that's what I did. It's always to my demise, but to the betterment of somebody else.
You mean in previous relationships
yeah,
as well?
like it. I won't say in relationships. I think that was just like when you have a low self-esteem, you always believe everybody's better than you.
Right.
There's a self-worthiness issue.
Right.
So in relationships, it shows itself and manifests in different ways. So for that, it was always ensuring I was validated by him, and he appreciated, and you tried to be the best you that he deserved, and not necessarily for you.
So this would have been the last relationship before the singledom started.
Yes.
All
so
right.
this caused the singledom.
This caused the
This
singledom.
are it now. And really, when we broke up, I just remember I will say this, having been suicidal, having been depressed, having gone through all of that, and had to fight to come back to a space of stability, mental stability.
Right.
And I made a vow to myself, I'm never going down that road again. But the situation was very toxic that it impacted me, and I could have. Really.
Right.
And so
and I
walked
this time
away.
I won't even make you define toxic, because toxic is vague, but it wasn't healthy.
It just wasn't healthy. And really and truly, I knew I had to do something, and I just didn't want this to happen to me again, and I had to just correct that. So I spent a lot of time having to discover myself. I was reading this book called The Value in the Valley. And in reading it, Ayanla said, like, you are the first version of love. Like, people won't know how to love you or what is love unless you show them. So until you love yourself, people won't be able to love you in the way you want to be.
Right.
So you had to start loving you. It's love really starts
You
with this
have to
void.
you have to project it for people to understand it in
and
you.
the void that I needed to be filled, she stated, is this self-love that you're just not giving yourself. You have not loved you yet. And in discovering that, in order to love yourself, it's like you're loving somebody, you have to get to know them, you have to spend time. And I really didn't. I didn't understand, I didn't really know myself. There are things that you did, but I never really consulted me and checked in. Just like how I'm here talking to you, and I'm one of those who I go out of my way from my friends to ensure to pour light into them, to pour power into them if they need to be encouraged, but I don't do it for myself.
Right.
So I had to deal with myself as like I deal with a pair. All right, Clara, who are you? What do you want to do? What do you like? What don't you like? I found that things and attributes and things that I picked up and did in the relationship I like I would dress up more, or there are certain things that I was starting to wear. I wasn't necessarily into makeup. I got into makeup to kind of.
But now you were doing all of these things for you and not for him.
Not for him.
Man,
So I'm
right?
just like, so I kind of like, I look with little makeup though. And yes, so it began to be for me. And one of the things I discovered was I always wanted to do the music, but was afraid. But I just found more and more there was this heavy calling, like this, I couldn't ignore it. And by the time I put down this book thing, because I was studying an exam, I put it down and took it up. I was falling in love with the person who was beginning. Like, I shined.
Right.
Like I was proud of who I was proud of who she is, and I just wanted to give her time to reign. That you could not mention. I never thought about a man, I never thought about a relationship, because in my mind I hadn't healed.
Right.
Love
This
to me.
This was you time.
Yeah, it was. And I never really had it really. And I said, in understanding, my friend couldn't even mention like or love, because love to me at that time was still defined by our relationship. I believe that was love. And if that was up, I don't want any part of it. No, don't even tell me. Say she recognized that I was actually attracted to somebody, and she said, Clara, and we're on the phone, and she could have feel the side eye that I gave her
Right.
because I was
The
that
tension, yeah.
oh my God,
You're
like I
tense, you
just
don't even know
I was
what
like,
to do.
don't even let me cut you up, don't even mention that I like anybody, because I had not recovered from my heartache, and love and like just meant I'm opening the door for everything that I experienced
To happen
again.
again, right? And
But
that's the fear.
Exactly, but I was so engrossed. My mother said to me, Clara, whenever you in a something, you know, like you are obsessive and you're just, it's tunnel laser vision on it. So I just threw myself into music, and there was just so much to learn and so much to do. So how much years that? That is 2010.
Right.
Like 2015, it was 5 years that had passed. But
Right.
what I realized, Mara, even in slowing down from music, it was, I just remember driving to my brother's house, and it's a hell of a thing when a baby comes into the picture. So he had my niece, and then the concept of I wanted to be a mom. I didn't want to just be a mom. I wanted a family
Right.
come in. And I began to say to myself, Clara, what do you have in your name? You only have your car. It's not like you have a house. You're not dating nobody, so it's not like the potential of a family is anywhere near, because you have not seen anybody. How do you spell date? How it work? I don't even, like, Mario, you should have seen me on the first day. I didn't know what to do. I said, oh, this, as especially from the relationship as well, he took the lead on most things. So here I had to now learn how to
take your own
take
lead.
my own
Right.
lead and do that. And it just happened that it went from being like you had to it was just a mode of operation. I just learned, so anything I wanted, I just figured it out myself and did it myself. So this independence,
Right.
it just happened by default.
I feel like you almost need to subtract your healing years from your decade of singledom, because I don't know if
I should.
I don't know if you're really available in those years.
I was
'Cause
not.
You're not available. How long? Well, assuming you have healed, which I think you have.
Yes,
How
yes.
long did it take from 2010 to heal? What year you think you would say you were feeling
You want me to be
close
very
to fully
honest with you?
healed?
Jesus,
close to fully?
please.
We never go for. We are humans, so we may not even be
Mario?
fully healed.
I'm not even going. So let's say 2015 was a realization of there is a part of me. I love to love. I love to give love. I love to feel love. I love to express love. And I denied myself that for 5 years. I never thought it was important. I suppressed her. But she kicked down the door one day. When I say kick down, it was kick down. But I said, all right.
Kick
I
off the balls
kick
and these
up,
things.
yeah. So I said, all right, what are we going to do now? And situations arose where the idea of love never seemed bad, because when you're in healthier relationships and engagements and interactions, you recognize, that's when I was realizing that love wasn't what I was in. It was you love the wrong person, but the concept of love isn't. So I believe, I would say we're into 2020. So from 5 years is when the healing began. But there's an acceptance. I had to come to terms with the fact that I am a relationship girl. I am not a friend with benefits. I'm
Right,
not
you're
a
not a
situationship.
casual thing,
I can't.
yeah.
But society, from our music to the movies and whatever dictate, like as a woman, you have to be okay with a man having 2,000,001 women, and you're just one of them if it is that you want to comfort. And if you have not had companionship in a while, honestly, you will find
You
yourself
might
in
make some
situations
decisions that you shouldn't make,
Yes.
right?
And
Especially if
just-
you feel a vibe and
yeah,
things.
and so you know it's not right, but this is the closest thing to love and feeling appreciation or a companionship, and you accept
And we
it.
crave it sometimes. So occasionally we
do.
might make a little,
Yeah.
or slide in a direction you shouldn't.
You should.
But you ever can catch yourself though,
And
once
I
you
think
become mature enough to.
It's the catching. And what I realized, if you ask me the pivotal point, I would say honestly the end of 2018. And this
Yeah.
is where certain things,
That's 8 years now.
yeah. But if remember
But
saying
you have,
yes, I
you have
break
rechanneled
it
the
up.
energies, you heal.
Right.
So end of 2018.
But in 2018, I had a conversation with a friend of mine, and this is a male, and this is where I realized I started to, from 2015, recognize what it is that I want out of a relationship, and it moved from having a long list of things coming up. Well, if I can do this love thing, it's going to be 1 to 1,000,000 him have to have before he can even step to me and talk to. Here are the 3 core things I need. I need the stability of a relationship. I need the security of knowing that I am, knowing my position in your life. I need to understand who I am to you. Once I know that my role is girlfriend, I feel a lot more comfortable, and I can just open up my heart so you have to, together we have to create a situation and a safe space, for lack of a better term.
Which makes you certain that this is your position.
This is my position,
Right.
and I am, and then you need to make me feel, I need to feel safe enough to be vulnerable with you. Vulnerable doesn't mean weak. Vulnerable doesn't mean ball. It means as being the superwoman that I am. When I come in and I disarm and disrobe and take off my superwoman cape and armor, and you see the bruises and the beatings that I had to endure just to carry that which I don't support me and you.
You won't be judged.
I won't be judged. I will be appreciated. I don't need you to take it over from me. I just need to support me in the ways I need and let me be. And I was receiving that, and that's when I was like, yeah, I like
this is from the friend.
This is not from the same friend, but I just engagements, and it was just different sort of men and different mindsets to recognize, okay, and I like this.
And it was highlighting to you all the different things. So you said 3 S's. You said stability,
safety, security.
And security.
And then in speaking to the friend in 2018, and I had to just put my foot down and own my truth. So this is why I encourage. You said to me, Clara, I don't know how much you're going to give. And I said, Marianne, I'm in a space where I want to be very honest and open with myself. And that means I have to exercise being honest and open just generally. We were talking, and I was like, I cannot do friends with benefits.
Yeah.
It's not my thing.
Yeah.
I will try to Jedi mind trick myself, but no, I will never feel comfortable in it. And he, as a man, said to me, then that's fine. And that was the first time as a male, and a male I respected, saying to me, see, if that's what you want, then that is fine and that makes sense.
Right.
And it exists. I also was able to articulate how I feel, what I wanted, and it not be judged, but actually being like, be heard. Just to be heard.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm just like, not only do I need to be safe and secure and have the stability of a relationship, but the emotional maturity has to exist amongst us, where I can express my feeling, and as a man, you don't run away, you don't want to deal with it. I have to shut down emotions because men don't know how to deal
Some
or
people
discuss.
Don't emote well, yeah.
They don't. Their EQ is pretty low. I'm not gonna lie, like I am a emotional, and emotional doesn't mean ball. It means I feel my emotions.
And you're a communicator, right?
And I'm a communicator.
When is your birthday?
March the 5th.
I'm
a Pisces.
You're March 5th?
Yes.
My brother is March 5th.
Hey, he's a good person.
A great person.
Favorite person too.
One of my
right?
favorite people in life.
See?
Yeah. Wow, that's interesting. All right. No, you've pointed out so many things. And I think one of the most important things I want to point out is that even though in the beginning it was like, oh, wow, single for 10 years.
Yeah.
But it was more like a lot of your previous relationships were devoid of things that you needed to learn.
Yes.
So people need to embrace that this space is an important space for you to have.
And that's what I'm saying,
because who you are right now, you might be one of my types of single. I just have 3 types. There might be more. I have single and not looking.
Yeah.
Single and they think they're ready.
Yeah.
And single and open.
I'm single and open.
You're currently single and open.
2018 is when I can say open, because I did not recognize. Another thing I would say, and I'll be very honest, is 2019 is when I realized that I'm complaining about the men who either I was interested in and it just never materialized into anything,
right?
Because they weren't emotionally available, not recognizing that I wasn't emotionally available. And that's when I realized the last time I loved Mario and was open and she just was raining and doing her thing was 10 years ago. She wasn't there all this time.
But
I thought I was open.
That wasn't the relationship.
But I always felt empty though. Part of me felt not empty. I always felt there's something missing and I couldn't put my finger on it. And the moment, and that came out of telling my story about my mental health situation.
Right.
That opened so many things for me.
Your mental health situation though, you found that most of it developed after that relationship, or it's something that had existed?
It had existed before,
and it was something you had identified in yourself from before too, but did you know what it was? This is a whole nother conversation, so we're not gonna go too far into this, but it's important. You knew what it was back then, or you just felt it in your body?
No, I mean, I was clinically depressed.
Diagnosed?
Diagnosed.
Okay,
I was
so
on medication. I attempted to take my life. I was institutionalized and came out, and that was 16.
The source of that depression though was totally different.
It was all self-love.
Oh, gotcha.
So that's what I'm saying. So even though I had healed or not been depressed anymore, and known how to cope with those, I had not understood the concept of self-love. And I would say that the journey towards self-love began in 2010. If you ask me, when I just begun to love who I am uncomfortable in my skin. It was during that journey of like doing music and understanding who I was and just doing my thing and just allowing me to just be me, not criticizing but lovingly supporting. That was the beginning. Now when I open up and recognize, it was like, okay, there are other parts of me that haven't healed from different stories or different traumatic experiences, but there's a greater appreciation. So I can say no is when I am loving myself a lot more. So self-love for me was for the past 10 years of just trying to love myself. So I just realized you needed that time.
Yo, if we're at a studio audience, we clap for self-love. No, for real.
No, it's like it was crazy. And I have a cousin who is, everybody knows my cousin because, I always post her on like Instagram and stuff.
I see her sometimes.
Yes, so she coaches me a lot on Clara, you need to get clear on what it is that you want. We speak up, not just love, but just for everything. Get clear about your goals and what you're something. And for love, when I tell you a book shove upon that. And it's because of fear, because it was almost like I didn't trust myself enough to know if I knew what was right for me.
Exactly.
You understand? I couldn't open my hand.
Sure, yeah.
So by the time I tell my story, and that was when we're telling, we're just coaching each other on way. And I just remember saying to her, don't ask me about who I want, what I want later, because me just I realize, say, girl, me emotionally open. And that is, you had to realize that I thought I was cussing everybody else. Take time. Because I was cussing everybody else for not being what I was. So they say to you, attracts alike.
Right.
So the things that you attract in your life and the things that you're attracted by is a reflection of who you are and what you're feeling. So attracting somebody, I don't want to say broken, but somebody who's not emotionally available is a result of me not being emotionally available. And I thought I was. And I wasn't. So I had to know. 2019 became when I thought that, 2018, I done laid out safe. I want to be feeling safe and secure and stability. Yeah, man come along and God has said, no girl, you're not ready. And I'm just like, why? And then by the time I open my mouth, I say, well, don't bring him, because anyone like Mario, if he came in front of me, I would not even know that he's the right man.
Right.
So 2019 was another level of understanding and loving myself and healing. So I had to then realize that I'm open, and it wasn't just open to love, it was just open to people.
Yeah.
Again, and sharing and loving people for who they are. So even as it used to be a frantic talk, it used to be very, and now I'm just like.
You said something very important while ago, and a lot of the reasons why I think some of us are, one of the main reasons a lot of us are single is that we don't love people for who they are, because we have all of these expectations of what them should be and how them should look.
Or what you see, the potential, and you're in love with your potential.
But them say woman love do that still more than man.
Mommy said
woman
to
can
me,
create a whole
let me tell you something. Mario,
fantasy out of one.
I promise you, I'm not gonna lie. My mother said to me during the relationship, let me tell you, I love her with all my heart. She said, Clara, are you happy? Hear me sometimes. And she laughed, and I was pissed off that she's laughing at me. But she said, Clara, she's saying, and I'm like, yeah, that's fine. When we do this and when we do that, and she says, Clara, if you are happy, your answer to that, irrespective of the good and bad times, overall your sentiment is that, you're in a happy place with this person. The fact that you said sometimes shows that you're not happy. Yeah. And I said, Mommy, he has a potential too. And I say, and let me tell you, I'm a believer, When people ask me the last time I believed in somebody or loved somebody, was just totally accepting of somebody for who they are, that was the last time where I saw the flaws and whatever, but I never chastised or judged you for it. Right. I was willing to help you build and strengthen. That in the areas I was strong, he was weak, and vice versa. And
you have to know the ones where you can accept, the flaws where you can accept and just don't change. So there's something you just have to deal with if you're okay with it.
I believed in his potential, and I was looking for him to turn. I said, yeah, man, and give 2 more years and going to turn it all. No. And she said, Clara, you can't. If he never changes, you're supposed to be in a space where who he is now is who you accept and who you love. If you're waiting for him to become who you expect him to be, or the potential of him, you can't fall in love with the potential of it. May not happen.
Clara,
so no. You have to appreciate who people are for who they are. So when no, it's not even let me assess Mario to see whether or not he's everything that I want. It's more like, Mario, show me who you are.
Right.
Just show me who you are. And I'm left there. If I'm I'm okay even in that space.
I love where you are, though. You're in a good space.
I feel that way, man.
Thank you for painting a background as to who you are, because I'm going to take in some juicy. I have a couple points here. I have a couple things I want to touch and go through. I'm going to try and move and go through. So tell me a little bit about single in Jamaica. And really what I'm tapping into is we're on an island. It's not very huge. Everybody know everybody. And if you're in a certain social class or space, then it's like even smaller. And you go to certain parts, it's even smaller. What are you saying about this? How does it feel? What are your girls saying? 3 questions one time. What are you saying about this? How does it feel?
They always says a dating pool, friend, it's a dating puddle. Like puddle, that is your options, right? And the complaints friends have stem from men not being strong enough to lead, the indecisiveness, they're just not ready for a relationship. I don't know when they will ever be.
You believe these things are true?
Yeah.
Because you've encountered it, right?
I've encountered a couple, and just by virtue of their conviction in sharing their stories, clearly it's evident there. So there's being emotionally available, them not for, I don't know what them waiting on to be ready for a relationship. I don't think that they healed. I don't think that they themselves recognize that they have some healing to do. So I don't think that they're ready to even address their issues. But I will say, be very open and say it goes on both ways. I don't think the women, I think they feel as if I did everything right and he was the wrong person. The failure of any relationship, the demise of a relationship is on two. It's not on him. So I had to take accountability for where I contributed to us falling, the breakdown in us, in our relationship. I don't know if he did. And so it is just, it's maturity, and it's maturity, or emotional maturity, mental maturity, that is just lacking. And imagination in terms of like, I don't know if people romance people anymore. When you watch let me not use movies, but in foreign, in other cultures, in other places, you see people being very open and loving towards each other, whether it be holding hands, whether it be kissing, whether there's PD. Like in Jamaica, we know the damn things
we
there.
have a different breed of humans now too. I think we've evolved into a very selfish species. As
it's all about me, and I have to look good. Yeah,
go on to get a degree. Everybody's very self.
It's up me.
So that's why everybody doing everything later. Everybody getting married later. Everybody having babies later. Do you feel like you can still meet somebody in the puddle?
I feel
this was my last question for the podcast,
cute.
But it's not. It's a good time to ask it.
Yeah, because
you feel like
how I feel is alright, there are two things. Let me just be honest. I don't leave my yard, and the reason why I don't leave my yard for two things. When you do music and you are supposed to always be in the social sphere, you always have to be out there and engaging people. You get bored because you're doing the same thing. It's like eat, sleep, repeat. That's really what it is. So I got tired of that. And so even if those are my opportunities to meet people, I just was like, no, I'm not do this again. So I heard, all right, traveling, take it up. I never really did until I had the travel bug when I did something for my birthday. And I was like, all right, yeah, this is fine. So you're a bit more hopeful. But I want to be faithful, but I want to have hope and faith that I can, but I just don't feel that way because one of two things. Mario, let's put it like this. Mario's friend is single, but I used to date Mario back in the day.
Whoa.
You understand what I'm saying?
This is Jamaica, right?
This is
in
Jamaica.
A nutshell, yeah.
Yeah, so in high school, I remember, all right, you have 5 male friends, Zine. So you date one, and if you ever decide to date another, you are to coin something.
Right. Mm-hmm.
No, or if I have a good friend and me and her ex hit it off well, I feel very cute because it's a good friend and I fear her ex. Or it may not be so close. And it's Mario's sister friend.
Even though she shouldn't be salty about it, she might still be low-key salty about it because people like to hold on to the things them like. Even if them don't want it no more, they might hold on on it.
Or let's put it like this. Maybe not the good friend, but maybe my good friend's friend.
Right.
The point is it's just close. It's small. And I'm just like, even though we may be compatible, I personally feel cute. Enough time has passed between them. If 6 years, 7 years pass and really and truly they've moved on, that really is on me to feel comfortable with the situation. But that
it's
is
still
me.
A little cute.
It just me feel very cute.
So this answers the question about whether there is a dating culture in Jamaica.
There
Again,
isn't.
There isn't.
There
end.
isn't.
And it's because of how
The
small
end.
it is. Like, I never knew it would cave in on each other. So somebody asked me about meeting people. The only way you can meet people is if, one, the age gap is huge. It's either them did in another generation, so much older
15,
or much younger. And that's because anybody who is within like a 5-year plus or minus margin, you've seen them, and you don't even have to ask them a question, because you can ask them friend about them.
Yeah.
You can be like, you know that brother there?
You'll give me the
well,
background.
you know, and then you get the whole, and then you can decide already, like,
Yeah.
even
And
though it may not be accurate, but you can still go here or there. Right
and they
off the
say,
bat.
look, like your friends, it may just be amongst your friends. And I'm saying, yeah, that's a good place. I mean, you know, it breaks the ice and shaves off a couple years of creating a bond because you've already established one. It's just that your relationship is evolving to another level. But really and truly, I find that even within them, at the end of the day, all of the things that I tell you are lacking still exist within them. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, they're a man or they're a female, and it is the very same issues we face with strangers. It's the same thing that we face with them, because we're all human.
I would agree, and I would add on to that I think people are afraid.
Mario,
I think people are so. I think, and this is man and woman. Man not gonna say it.
That's what I was going to say, Mario.
But I think we're in a space where you may see a potential opportunity, but the fear just a right way. We just
Mario.
we want to step in there and I would say, yo, CK is a nice girl, but me no know, and she know this person, that person, and you.
I feel cute.
You self-sabotage yourself.
Yes.
But you just not when you make the step.
There are two things I realized. I had to, let me tell you, and I'm being transparent. It was, I was beginning to ask, is it because I'm a musician? Is it because to some degree you're kind of out there why men, I've heard you're intimidated. Hear me. Please don't even mention that word, because there's nothing about me that's intimidating. I don't know if you have a perception of me why you're intimidated, but that's all you, boo. That has nothing to do with me, right? There is that. And I'm just
but
like,
CK, the extrovert who is the performer, may be very different from CK, the girl watching Netflix.
And I would tell you the truth, and that's the thing, like, you're only accustomed to that person that maybe that you feel that's who I am. And I go, no, I had to look into, Clara, who are you really portraying? Because if that's all you're portraying, then, and you feel as if them just supposed to know just by virtue of post, no, because you're not really portraying all the facets of you. So maybe you need to delve into you. But what I realize is, even talking to male friends, it is like their struggle with females. They have their long the criteria from what the man must be from, what he mustn't do, to so and so and so, how they're using them as an ATM. Them just size them up. It's just like them have on scanners, the X-ray thing. Them scan Mario and be like, find out what his net worth is, what them can get up, and they approach the conversation. So no, these are educated men. These are men who are really looking for a partner. They're not look for. They're irrespective of the fact that you're dolled up on stuff. They really want to see. They want to be intimate. No, intimate not meaning physical. I'm seeing intimate to be no boundaries, no shame. Just who are you truly? But I really thought it was a female thing. No. So when I spoke to men, and I realized that more men are having an issue finding women compatibility or compatible partners, and who women are, and you realize that women are guided because them out there have them intentions, so they have their ulterior motives to suck whatever out of you. And I understand that music is pushing that, movies are pushing that, Instagram is pushing that.
We have to be smart too, and also have our radars up, so we have to pick it up too.
But what I realized, Mario, is that in talking to men, I realized, complain about we women having a long list. Men had she have to do this, she can be independent, she can cook, clean, give the bum work
with a bottom,
with this sort of something there. She can lay down like this, but can chill, she can wear look good in a t-shirt with
and go party, and go to the parents' house,
and then all packaged in one. They are not moving, they are not opening their door,
which is like the perfect woman.
They're not opening the door until the woman exhibits these things. And I'm saying, when I go, I said, everybody is afraid, everybody is guarded, and everybody's waiting for the other person to go like this and strip and show who they are before they do. But nobody wants to do it. But everybody wants the same thing. Everybody wants. So the hope for me is that I realize that I want love and you want love, because that wasn't my belief before, Mario. I thought it was just, the females want to be loved and the men just want sex.
Everybody wants
love.
Some people's timings might be different,
but everybody isn't brave enough to say, I want love, do you? Here I am. And rejection may come, but the reality is this is why the healing period is important, because you would have had to heal, understand the mistakes you made, understand where your weakness is and what you are. address those issues that you didn't, so that you can be more careful in your choices and who to reveal yourself to. But that is not anybody's thing. That is you to regain trust in yourself,
right.
To know when is the right situation to present myself, but not to be guarded. I can be here and I'm open, but Mario, until I observe you in your element and just see you for who you are, and then I feel a vibe from you, I may feel inspired to show you who truly I am, at core who I am.
So some neutrality I forgot go on.
Yeah, but at first glance, I'm not coming at you, and your image of me isn't a fortress 2 billion and 1 stories high, dragon I guard it from the top, Daenerys are in a fear castle, right. Godman rating on me to call her honor, 2 pit bull down there's a soldier force in there, so before all of that you have to bypass before you come and speak to me. And that's how people are walking around.
They are it's real.
Both
I think
men
and
women.
Yeah, it's not,
which is what shocked me.
And it's just that the man them not talk about it. I mean, there's something I wanted to bring in here, which I was gonna leave for the end, but there's this guy.
Mix up the question.
He's the what him name now? Mind Valley guy, Vishen Lakiani. There's this video about the truth about love.
Right.
So he says the person we're all expecting that love will come to us,
yes,
or that we need to hunt for it. But this is the person you need to show up for is you, and that love doesn't show up when we are hoping for it, but when we are ready for it.
Hey.
He says to focus on manifesting the person you want to be.
Yes.
Grow so fast that every time you feel there is a need you want someone else to meet, you rise up and meet it yourself.
Exactly.
So pretty much that's the whole self-love concept, and that it will magnetize. And he's also saying that we don't need to go out and hunt.
No.
But then I call it the coffee shop thing. So I have a coffee shop thing. All my friends who have a lot of friends who got married, but they were formerly single, of course, and they used to moan about them now the man.
Yeah.
And how they met their partners is coffee shop business. Like them
Some
go in a place, them go to
shop,
Starbucks and then buy a coffee, and then boom bang them to talk to somebody in the line, and then them hit it off, and then 2 twos in a year. That was the
Starbucks took out for me because it don't even drink coffee like so, but me start drinking it. That's how you feel. And you hear church, my mother said, Clara, why don't you go to school? Like, why don't you go back and something? I said, Mom, now go to school. What she was saying is, I think she was saying, involve yourself in the things that you want to do and in the spaces you want to be, in hopes of finding people with similarity.
Space, right? Yeah.
So for me, it is, I say I'm an outgoing person, but I'm gonna leave my bedroom because it's very comfortable and I love watch my Netflix. But yet still I want somebody who's adventurous and outgoing. Yet I'm not in those spaces.
Right, so how will
to
that
meet
work?
And even so, exactly, Mario.
So my question, are you being intentional?
This is it. So I would say 2020 is on a lookout for the Instagram post them. I'm gonna be doing some, I won't say wild stuff, but just more stuff, just outdoor stuff and getting out. Only because I'm not being intentional about the spaces that I'm in. Not necessarily to meet a person. The byproduct is you meet people with similar or commonalities and similarities or similar interests. But the point for me is to begin to become the woman I want to be.
So much that it will magnetize that other person.
It will magnetize, but not just that. I want to be this person, and I want to be this person in and outside of the relationship. That means I have to be comfortable being this person.
Being her all the time.
Being her all the time.
Yeah.
And because that's who I want the man to see and accept and appreciate. I don't want you to meet, dress up myself looking like a nun, and then 2 twos when the ring come on, really and truly, I won't say Jezebel, but really and truly, me not so pure as me did portray myself. You know what I mean?
You have little dash out in
Yeah, little dash out there. And to me, I'm just like, take me as I am, you know. So what you see on Instagram is a piece of me, and I feel like I have to be intentional about the things that I post, from the captions to what some of the posts are.
And at the same time, we cannot share all of ourselves on social media either, because that's another story.
Yeah, but it is being intentional about who, because as I look back even on my profile, I want to see that I am seeing the part of me that I want, not the world to see, but who I want to be in the spaces and in life, how I'm showing up to life. I want to see that. What my lady say, go in the world and take up your space. And I want to see myself taking up my space or taking up space in the way I want to. And I want to, when I look back, I see that you really do anything and you're living. And it's not just, you're not just focusing on being sexy and fierce, but you're goofy, you're fun, you're sports, you're active, you're this. There are many facets of you, and it is not to be like, hey Mario, I can do this. See, choose me. It's not that. It is for me to just enjoy myself. To me, Mario, it comes back to self-love.
I was going to say so, because a lot of times we're afraid to do certain things because we feel like we're going to be judged.
Exactly.
And I mean, either days on Instagram when I don't feel like talking to the camera.
Yes.
I know what the self-talk is.
Yeah.
I don't like how my voice sound. I don't know, something happens in your mind where I just
Yeah.
feel like, you know what, I don't want to talk to the camera today.
Yeah. I get it.
It's interesting.
I get it. And I talk to the camera like it is. I talk to the camera just
Like
like
it's
I'm talking
another
to you.
person,
I
right?
really
Me
do.
know,
Like
we
I
see.
legit see
It's so
Mr. Girl, you
much
never
fun.
know. Look here now. And I'm talk. That's how I feel, which is why I enjoy my space because I just get to really be. But I'm like, you don't really know that this is me, but you want people to accept you as this. This don't make sense. This. So you have to be a bit more, you have to be true to you and stop being afraid. It was a fear of just, when I come out and I say, this is who I am, you're going to chastise me and burn me down. And I might be even be ashamed of who I am. And I'm just saying, no, this is not, I'm not trying to seek validation from you. It really is trying to help me become more confident and loving and accepting towards myself. So when you see me say the things that I say and express my thoughts, it honestly is me practicing owning my truth. I'm just telling you. I'm just saying it out loud and in front of our audience. But really, it is for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm going to have a rapid fire of concerns and fears. But before I go there, I figured I didn't have to do this because it's really about CK tonight. No, it's about singledom.
Yes.
I shall confess as well that I am single. And I'm CK now
How's
asking
it
a
been
question
for you?
now.
Try tell me. No, but you never tell me say single Mario. So now that I know, what's your experience?
I'm just giving a little summary. So, you know, I had a situation that damaged my ego a bit. And like you, I went into a space of healing.
Yeah.
But again, men don't talk about this stuff. So
But
literally, I pulled away. And I just never interested. And I had to take some time to kind of Billa vibes again for myself and kind of, because it's me that end up getting the shitty end of the stick.
So I have a question. At some point in time when you did speak, who did you speak to?
Oh man, I had friends, man. I had close friends.
Male and female?
Yeah.
So and they accepted and just heard you.
Yeah, man.
Because
that's a good thing about me. I have a great support system. So I don't necessarily have to go into certain spaces necessarily.
Yeah.
I could have gone and found a therapist or something.
Yeah.
But I literally had people who were also familiar with the situation.
You know what I said? Because in situations like this, I feel as if we gravitate towards the females only because of the nurturing and the motherly and soft and we have a higher EQ, so there's an appreciation for, there's more compassion, there's more empathy.
That's true,
right? So I'm just like, so if you talk to your bridging
when you have close friends or male or female,
it doesn't matter because you can just share
anything. Exactly. If them really that time. But me go through it, and I think when you went through, you were 10 years, I probably would say maybe 2 years. And then, you know, I started to feel like you again. It was like I started to show up again in the world. And then you start seeing it too. Yes. You can even see it come out in the social media and these things. Because you kind of just really, it just comes out there. But when you're down, you know, it can rap. It's emo. It's emo.
I'm MIA, just don't look at me.
MIA, don't see it. So where I am now, I'm close to where you are. I would say
you're
single and openish.
I said it, you know. It was like, I'm openish.
Yeah, I'm single and openish.
You still afraid? Okay, what was the category before the open again?
Single and not quite ready. Maybe that was what I said. Single and they think they're ready. I might be single and I think I'm ready.
I think that's it.
I might be in the middle
because
category.
You gonna know, Mario.
You gonna know, right?
When you are, and it's not open. Yeah, man. Anybody come? It's more like your openness is your openness towards people and love and respect for people. Again, you've restored that.
Well, that's back.
You understand? So it is dealing with people. If it's love, is love. If it's not love, you're so neutral about it. No, because
I'm in a comfortable space.
You're comfortable space, and having learned and healed, it's almost like you're not even rushing into the thing because you are a lot more keen. You even want to see how the attributes that you're gravitating towards or looking for manifest. And you don't know what that looks like. I'm curious to see what somebody who can offer me that security, safety, stability, and is emotionally mature looks like. That I'm not saying, yeah man, anybody come. I'm just like, I even know you have to be for me, you know.
Right.
I just need to hear about it. And Mario, I will tell you, in the past year, what I've seen is I've been surrounded by, not deliberately, but surrounded by couples, healthy couples, whether it be on my spiritual journey or on my trip. There's this lady, is my friend, sister-in-law, like I love her because I'm just like, you are me in 10 years. Like you are 10 years my senior, but you are everything I lived up to. She's dramatic. She's an independent, hard-working woman. She's stylish. She's fashionable. She likes to find the things in life. She's very compassionate. She does anything for her family. Right. She's an extrovert and introvert. But her husband, what I recognized in her life was her husband just said, it is your world, babe, and I just love being in it. And when she's a very strong woman, she owns her own business, she's a successful entrepreneur.
Right. But he's not intimidated by her.
He's not intimidated. He's proud.
Yeah,
Hold
love
on,
her.
when people say, oh, hey, I have, there's this lawyer that I was working with and she's just so great. What's her name? Ray Ray. And he says it. And he's like, oh my God, that's my wife. He calls her wife and he's like, honey, I met Mario and Mario says that you did so and so. But he's like a proud husband.
Because he's fully comfortable within himself and she's fully comfortable in and both of them respect each other.
But what I realize is when he speaks and he is advising or guiding her, she respects him. She's quiet and she listens and she takes and respects what he has to say and actually applies it.
So there's reciprocity too, which is
there
good.
is.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't look like it's alpha male, alpha female. That's not what it is.
Balance.
There is a balance.
Even
a very
though they're so
delicate.
different.
And I'm just like, I was not crazy to feel like
this could exist.
And I'm seeing it manifest in more and more ways. You're hearing very strong women speak about the fact that I've allowed and made a decision to be submissive to my husband. And really what it is by virtue of that. I remember Fantasia saying her husband came, and I know she got a lot of backlash, but she says the reason why she can step down and let her husband lead is because, and he said it was they're observing and watching how you handle your business, how you handle your life, the decisions that you make day in, day out, the success that you have, like how you operate, to know whether or not they can trust you to lead the family.
Yeah.
If I see, Mario, the way in which you live your life, I'm not talking about the successes and the amount of money you bring in. I'm just saying that I can respect the way in which you operate day in, day out, and just as a human,
yeah.
and know how I operate. Then I can put my cape up and be like, babe, take the wheel. I'm at a space where I'm just like, man, I'm tired of being superwoman.
Yeah.
And you have to be, the society calls for you to, if you want certain things in your life, is either you con the man out of the things them in order to use the money. But that's what they're preaching. You go to the near tech, it's such shit them a talk about. Right. You go and work, them a talk to you.
Yeah.
You know, you just hear it out the streets and it's like, con him, get the $100 million, open at this, open at that, and ray. Then you have the next man for pay for this, and I'm just like,
this
people, what is happening is I can only deal with one, and I actually only want to deal with one. So since I have to wait on a man, I have to get 5 different men to attain this life, let me just be over here and just work hard and take my little time and build and grow.
Yeah.
But there comes a time, Maria, where I'm just like, I wish I could be rescued.
Yeah,
I wish I never had to be the one to do this, and somebody could say, babe, don't worry, I have it. Or hold me up on days
really
where
just not wanting to do it alone.
I don't, that is
so
it.
You're tired of coming home.
Maria.
Partnership is important and we want it. And I say men want it too. Women want it. We want the same things.
Some people, it's not leading. I want a woman to lead and I want a man lead me, or I want to lead a man. It is, there's me, if you ask what I'm seeking, is I want partnership in my relationship.
It's a team, and he's a friend. He's a friend too.
I want to know that I can be there for my man in the ways that he needs. When he need me to just listen to him and help him brainstorm, or just be able to restore him and just pour power and light back into him, that is fine. I'm not trying to rescue you. I'm not trying to solve a problem. All I literally want to do is support you. And I'm just like, why aren't you
want
opening?
it in return too.
I want it in return, and I found that I got it in return, but a problem for me was you weren't allowing me to do it for you. And I told you my start was I'm always pouring and forgetting that I'm supposed to be poured into. So when I recognize that I'm supposed to be poured into, I got a lot of that. I got the support and love that I need. But I'm just like, so how can I help you? No, I'm good. So how can I help you? No, I'm good. It's the same thing.
You need to also know when to not help as well for a helper. As a helper.
Hey.
It's important too. Because maybe the person may
Mario,
not need help. And that's important.
Mario,
if you don't need help,
no, talk to me more about that. Because no, I'm here like, I think that was a problem. Maybe I was pushing to want to help and there was no need.
If you're helping a person who doesn't need help, it can be even offensive for them. It's like the whole love languages story.
Yes, it is.
So it's like you might be the one that where you give and give whatever, and I might be words of affirmation. And your acts of kindness.
Yes.
So you're killing me with acts of kindness, thinking that I want it or it will help me, and I don't want it because I'm good.
All right.
I just want you to tell me
this
that
is a question.
Honey, you're great.
Because what I find is, all right, fine, you don't want help, and maybe you don't want help in that thing, but I'm rationalizing it like everybody is struggling.
Fine,
what are you struggling with? And I don't know what you're struggling with.
So what you need to find out is what I'm struggling with and how I want to be helped.
But if you can't tell me, all right.
If I can't tell you how I want to be helped,
because
then
here's
you
the thing.
cannot help me.
Okay. So
that's what I feel. And if you try to help me, then you're gonna cross a boundary. Because if I don't know, and you're trying to help me, then that's gonna pressure me. It's going to make me feel forced to figure out my problem. What's my issue?
Yeah.
So I think that person has to identify their problem first in order for you to really be able to pour the way you want to pour into them.
All right, so question again, because I feel like the interview just changed.
No, we just got into
all right, so
counseling.
question. So that person is okay solving their own problems.
Well, most of them.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So...
Or they may not even know they have a problem.
Okay. But the point is, even if it's very clear there's a problem, they solve their problem. And it can be internal and external. Some, it can be stimulated by that way. But I am here and I'm saying, so I feel inadequate because you are solving and you're doing everything. You're
yourself.
Fixing it yourself. How do I help you? How do I not help? How do I support you then?
But your inadequacy is coming from your desire to feel the help.
Okay.
So really what you
just I don't think you understand that you just really are unlocking some things for me, like genuine, like people life coaching is actually happening right now. It's like
really what your goal is to recognize when to not help. You have to recognize when to just observe. And the same thing you were talking about support.
Yeah.
Really, support can be passive or active.
Okay.
So passive support can be you doing nothing. That may be all I want to do. Just listen to me. That's all I want. Just listen to me.
Yeah.
And don't pick up nothing. Don't call nobody for me. Don't make an appointment. Don't book a hotel room. Sit down on the other side of the couch. Let me talk to you.
But suppose
Wonderful.
you don't talk.
Suppose I don't talk. That's a whole nother.
But you see what I'm saying?
No, but
so if you're not talking and you're not showing, but I only have the rationale that Mario, as a human, everybody has struggled. That means you have struggled. So
then you might have to work off of a gut feeling.
Okay.
Because maybe that man might not be the man for you. Maybe he's not the communicator that you need in your life. Maybe these are some of the things that are red flags. Maybe he needs to be talking.
Yeah.
Maybe these are red flag signs that this may not be a good match.
Because of the sort of relationship that I'm
you
seeking.
want, right? You need somebody who's going to speak to you, who's going to communicate.
Yeah.
Right? It's not about whether they want help or not, but the fact they can articulate to you that they don't.
I think for me, it is the articulation of, baby, it's okay.
Babe, it's okay. Just listen to me.
Or just listen to me. Or you come in with a bad day, I don't want to talk about it. So I know all right now you just want to lay
down. What your
boundaries
is, right?
But for me it is in the expression of it's in the expression of there's something wrong. I think that's the thing for me. You're in a space where you can freely articulate that I'm in a bad mood, I'm in a bad space, or something's wrong. I don't need you to solve me, but just support me by just being there. And I'm like, okay. I don't need to solve the problem. I just want to know that you confide in me to a point where you feel comfortable enough to express that vulnerability or be vulnerable with me and open like
it's
that.
going to be important that your partner expresses or somehow lets you know your value to them. That's going to be an important feature.
Yes.
And they'll have to figure out. So the love language is
a thing.
They're going to have to.
No, me spell it out for you. Babe, look here. My love, it don't, but you know, if you observe it, let me tell you from now. My love language is words of affirmation. It's physical touch, right? It's spending.
You know which one is at the top? Of the 5?
Words of affirmation.
That's about the
we'll
top
have to talk. I need to hear I love you.
Yeah.
I miss you.
So when we have a birthday party, I like when people do speech. Come like for hear why them like me.
Mario, can I be honest with you? I had to force myself to, when I moved in my apartment, my birthday was a homewarming / birthday thing. And I had to say, because I was struggling with how to congratulate myself and say great things about me, I asked that everybody else do it. Because you see it, and this is me trying to help me heal. And I was amazed because I'm just like, yo, who that girl is? I didn't know. You understand? Because you don't recognize.
Sometimes you don't really know. You think you know, but when you hear somebody really, and they tell a story too, and you say, oh, that did happen me to do that. Oh, in Ochi.
I am.
In 2003.
But it was hard. What I'm trying to get at, it was hard to even accept. And that's when I'm realizing the whole self-love thing. Man, you can't welcome anybody in your space because you are asking people to accept you for who you are, and you have not accepted you for who you are. You have not begun to love yourself in the way that you need. So how can you be the perfect, and you're supposed to be a perfect example for the person coming in to follow, and you are not exercising this with yourself? So I needed my healing time, which is why when my lady side-eye me, I'm just like, I wanted to say, heifer,
Do you know what I've been through?
Not even what I've been through. You think, have you solved that you needed to solve in order to welcome the next person? Because you just going to give the next person the same headache you gave the last person. Because you even saw your shit. You're just like, yo, I'm okay. Next time I just need to not be pushy. Man, come. And I'm like, no, there are fundamental things about you that are creating these toxic cycles and relationships.
But this is sometimes why people get multiple divorces. But I'm not trying to say that that's the only reason. Sometimes people show themselves late, but it's a contributing factor that people aren't ready before they move again and they jump and move.
And I'm not saying you need 10 years. I'm just saying you need some healing time.
All right, we're moving into rapid fire. But before we get into rapid fire, because we're coming to an end, I wanted to deal with the topic that made me even get to this topic. So guys, when I was on Instagram one night, this was after a certain party on the 1st of January in the daytime. CK went to this party and she came on the gram and she had a beautiful disclaimer which said, paraphrasing, people, I am all accepting, no judgment against anybody. I love my peoples. But when I'm at the party and I see these men dressed up, how do I know whether their gear are straight? So this
and
is
I
now,
love everybody.
This is
I love everybody.
So this is a big topic, especially for all women, but especially in black communities, especially in Caribbean communities, especially in small islands like this. Cause a lot of something going on, something. Yes. So you have to care for where you're walking.
Correct.
So before we go into rapid fire, I just wanted to comment on your fear, concern about stumbling upon a man that may be bisexual or gay. And I guess I'll go and let you talk, but really what I'm getting at too, I wanted to add into that too, would you be open to dating a bisexual man? After you speak about your feelings about it. And if that's not something you want, you can't just go, no, man, I want that. I just want a straight man. Me open up a can of worms. That's a whole nother pod. That's a podcast. CK, no.
Yeah, because we're talking about it'll be like going into taboo things.
All right, give me a paragraph and then we're going to rapid fire.
What was the first question again?
It really is about your concern about.
I feel like it's another level of fear now.
Gay and DL men in the party and differentiating them. That was how it started. Right.
So I feel like no, on top of the fact that members said the pool moved from a pool to a puddle. May I feel a bit look. May have a next thing. I'm concerned about the quantity of eligible bachelors. No, I have to be like, so there are 10 bachelors, but how many of them are actually into me now?
And now with metrosexuality, turn up, you're not really sure.
Some of them are very
some are obvious, maybe.
Some are very obvious,
but a lot of straight man go
like,
work in some shirt with so tight, and not random just go gym and them say, yo, me buy the tight shirt, but it make it confusing for you.
And this is where I'm just like, I just said, Clara, you have to just be open to people, and I am open to people. Like, let me tell you, I have friends who are gay. And I'm just like, yo, some of the things is sometimes I'm living through you only because I just love how open and accepting and loving and bold they are with their truth. In such a way that I wish I was as bold with myself. What that community represents is actually the self-love, because sometimes it is that to love yourself so much, to be open in a space where a lot of people don't love you. And you just do it fearlessly, man, and freely. I'm just like, I wish I was that. I'm totally embracing of it. No, you pose, would I, coming across somebody who is, we're talking
before you even get there, in your mind, in your mind's eye, did you what type of man you see yourself with? A straight man, right?
Yeah.
If you met a man who loved you, turns out he's attracted to men as well, and him tell you, say, are you and him love him, I gotta stay with you? Are you him choose?
Mario.
You could do it?
Mario. You know, let me be honest. You know how I think about it? It's not even about the sexuality. It's the fact that there is
an alternative desire.
There's an alternative desire. So even if it was a woman, I'd be like,
competition.
It's competition that I don't really know if you're wholeheartedly here with me. Right. I respect and appreciate the fact that you're honest with me to say I'm not here and I'm open to whoever person. Right? No, I'm not even at gender. If I'm being very honest, it's more that it's all your attention is not at me and you're desiring somebody else.
Won't that exist anyway in all relationships? I get people cheat?
Yeah, but where I'm at is, if you won't be completely satisfied. But what I am hoping is that you've been through either enough heartbreak, dates, whatever, to recognize when there's something valuable and something worth fighting for in front of you, and you know that it take you a long time, and you know, say you're not gonna find this.
Right.
It's not every other thing.
Right?
You understand? No, what I'm saying is you're not gonna come across this in every other woman. Look how long it took you to come to find me and me to find you. Right? Are you really going to jeopardize this moment and what we have? You know what I mean, by doing whatever. If you are not ready for a relationship, you can simply say you're not ready for a relationship.
I think the only way you will know, I think, if you were in such a complicated situation like that, I think you would have to feel it in your gut too. You would have to know. Somewhere you would know. Somewhere in the connection, you would know. Yeah.
I'm like, something's off.
And you would know that something is on. You'd know that them love you. Yeah. And then would be committed to you. So it's like, it's one of those things you have to probably be open to. But
you have to.
It's big.
And it's not that
you should be, but it's big. Yeah, it's a big thing.
It's a big thing.
But you know, when I think about it, I wonder if a lot of times, a lot of it already exists anyway, but people hide parts of themselves anyway. So even though we're talking about it in an open space, like somebody would say it to you, it probably all of that are going anyway.
I'm sure.
And people just live around it and the intricacies
make it work
of it.
And you've accept what it is, and it just don't matter to you, and that is fine. But if you ask me, it's like I really want all of you. I'm not gonna lie, I not want all of you, and I don't know. I'm just like, if I'm dating and I have an interest in you and you tell me that, I'm like, Pete, boo, be happy. But fall in love, no marry, man. Nah, like that's going to be tricky. That's a hard take, and I can tell you, I don't know if I can, but can't accept the next woman where you have on the side.
And the next thing is a man, so even worse.
Next thing is a man, even worse.
Make it complicated. Yeah. So by the way, at the end of the story is that CK probably really couldn't differentiate the gay from the straight man at this party.
Correct.
So she didn't speak to any of them. Did you?
I'm just, all I kept saying to my girl is,
and they weren't coming to speak to you either.
Listen, and let me tell you, it's long time I don't go. I don't really. Every time I say this, my friends always say, Clara, you go out. And I was like, I'm not saying that I am. Why not? Right. But I'm like, if you know CK, you know CK was going out 7 days a week. 7 days a week. I was trying to tell my friends that too. From a party, you know me, I have to reach. I was there, but now it's like. So now it's like,
two party for the season of
Mario, you have to book me. You have to book me. And it have to be a group of us and friends and whatever, because that's what I enjoy. So it was a cause, like a friend, it was celebration of a friend and their marriage that I end up going. But even as I go, I said to my friend,
what's going on?
I said, the party is full of gay men. How am I? Where's the straight single man? Oh my God, find one. Like, I thought this was it as like 2020, guys. Yeah, new year. I'm gonna see some new faces, and I'm just like, hold on, I don't even know what face to look at. Cause them now look for me. Really, I don't know. I don't know, and I know this is not another layer that I never thought I had to be.
You never really, but it was just in your face. It was just so much. You were like,
so much in my face that I'm like, no, this is ridiculous. Now, are you trying to tell me that there's nobody? And even if there is, the woman is right in front or beside them, or she there at home, or you know that they're with somebody. So
right, small spaces again. Another dynamic is 2020. People are all right. Rapid fire. We know the answer to some of these already, because you already answered them. Children, yes or no?
Yes.
How many? If in your ideal world.
In my ideal world, 2, 3.
2, 3. Wow, 2, 3.
Because I come from 3 and 1, 3.
Would you online dating? Yes or no?
Yeah, but it's like I just don't. Maria, you have to go
you
have to be open. I think I could. What do you mean? Like the apps and stuff,
website,
like Tinder
and stuff.
Website.
And then we'll go Tinder. Website,
hold
you can
on.
do website?
Let's clarify. Are you
Christian
saying
Mingle?
My thing is, I'd be open if I actually. I was on Tinder at one point in time. You know, Mario. I swipe. Is it which one is red and which one is right?
I've never used it.
All right, let me tell you. There's a side where you just yes and no.
Yes and one is no.
I was at no for a solid hour till I just got people. This is because my friend said they met some interesting people and and I'm just like, all right, Clara, let me be open. Can you say open? Them time I was open-ish.
Right.
So someone just said nope. There's the X. I just uninstalled. I said this don't make no sense. And you know what happened? It wasn't that. It is. I prefer the face-to-face. I really do. I like to see you in your natural space.
But that could be the way to lead to the face-to-face.
No, not in Jamaica. Let me tell you what my criteria is, and that is why everybody's like, Clara, remember saying you're so young again. But I'm like, yeah, but I don't see myself with a 50-year-old. But here we're going off the 50-year-old, them look like 50 is the new 40.
Yeah.
And I'm closer to 40.
Right.
That's it.
I mean, you didn't say it.
I didn't.
Can we edit that?
We can edit it.
We can.
Right? But you're not. Remember saying you're young again. I'm not gonna do the young because it's almost like my practice is I'd like somebody who's older than me, truthfully. But my concept still of a 50, 55-year-old man is great. Is that my daddy at 50, 55. And that's not what it is anymore. But I prefer the face-to-face interaction and whatever because that's when you get to know me. Online, I don't think I can readily express myself and you see who I am for everything.
I agree. You have a lower age limit? Youngest you'd go? Yeah, you don't have to say your age to say this. You just
the youngest I
or you can go plus or minus 5 or whatever. I have a 10-year age rule, and I don't normally go up. I can go up a little, but I tend.
But for me,
I'm talking down.
Not
talking down, but I would like to say 10 years down. But the good part is that women tend to be mature even in their 20s, so you could still find a young girl way. But I was saying 10 would be nice.
Mario, I don't want to do anybody younger because I think irrespective of even if they're more mature and
2
whatever,
years younger could have gone.
It's like you have to come real good for me to oversee that. 2 years can probably go in, but ideally up to 5 years
older, and maybe 2 years younger,
and maybe you gotta be younger. Good.
Wow. I had another good one for you. Would you date outside of your race?
Oh yeah. Wait, have to think about that. So there's
some
physical
should I say outside
attributes.
of your culture?
No, most of
culture, yes.
Culture, so how real can I?
Yeah, how really you want to be? I mean,
how explicit can I be, Mario?
You can be, and I can even take the explicit box on it, so you get a little E beside it. I will open this one before you go. I love black.
You like?
Yeah, black woman. So I like bottom.
Yeah.
So for me, that's important. So I would prefer to date a Jamaican, and I'd prefer to date a black person. I'm not racist, guys.
No,
I swear I'm not racist. It's just a preference.
Here's my thing. A need for his instrument to be.
Yeah.
Right? So, my girl, what's your name again? Jada Kingdom made a very... I like it. When she said it, is like, I felt like singing the Dovey song. Only because I'm like, girl, you know what I'm talking about. She's like, I love when my man circumcised. And I'm just like, girl, in the name of Jesus, I get it. You understand what I'm saying? So, in my mind, I'm like, it's not the race that I'm concerned about. It's just the packaging, right? So, my sexual experience, like, I do have some amount of, I have a criteria. So, it's not race. I'm just like...
Look at which part of the podcast I reach with this
the end. Yeah, thank God. Yeah, so I just have some criteria there that if it happens within whatever race, I'm just like, I'm good as long as I'm satisfied sexually. You can do that for me, and you can all the other things are there, but you have to, your genetics must allow for that.
Wow, I like that. That's very diplomatic.
Yeah, I tried. I tried, you know.
You did well.
Yeah.
All right, and my last and few final questions. Do you self-date? Do you ever go to the movies alone? Do you ever go anywhere alone? Or you don't really believe in that? Or you rather stay home and watch Netflix?
Oh, no. Like, I went to the movies. Like, so after I broke up, like, it was doing things on my own. I went to the movies, and you see, like, when I talk to the camera, I saw a girl in the movie. I thought, girl, oh, my God, yo. And I'm talking to myself like I'm talking to my cousin. Because, you know, sometimes we're just like each other. It felt like that. So I never had a problem with that. Going to dinner. If I feel like I would, I'm just in mood. If I feel for this, I do, and I want to get out, I'll do it.
Right.
You understand? So it doesn't, I'm just like, I don't watch the face with, oh my God, I'm alone. My best friend told me to try it, and when I tried it, I was like, I'm good doing anything alone. So much so it's bad.
Yeah.
Because no, I don't call anybody. I don't say, Maria, what you doing? Come just go. And no, I'm like, even so, I'm doing my birthday thing, and I'm just like, it's easier to plan for me alone. But no, I have to be like, I actually want friends there, but no, I have to actually... You have to factor everybody's feelings in.
I think your birthday is on a Thursday this year. Anyway, yeah. I would know that. And my last question for you. We know, because you said that you are single and openish, that you are hopeful.
Yeah.
What are your few last words of advice to single women and men out there kind of wondering what's next, waiting, hoping? What do you want to tell them?
Be open and be brave and be bold, in the sense that you want love, but everybody is afraid. Stop being afraid. You can't ask anybody to come and open up themselves when you yourself are guarded. I can't be out there in the rain, stripped down naked, rain is falling down on me, opening and being vulnerable with myself, while you are inside a sheltered house covered up and guarding yourself and making me feel okay. No, even though you want somebody who would allow that same space and facilitate that for you, come down here in the open, meet me down in the middle, step out. be brave, believe, trust yourself, and heal and just love yourself. It's not about seeking a partner, but it's loving yourself so much so that you're the perfect example of how you should be treated and how you should be loved. But that requires you being brave, bold, and fearless in just stepping out in love.
Clara Kahwa, I appreciate that so much, guys. And as Vishen said, love doesn't show up when we are hoping for it, but when we are ready for it.
Yes.
And once again, love yourself. CK, Clara,
Hey,
everybody. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having
I really
me.
enjoyed this. It's a lot of fun.
I did
And
too.
I hope the listeners enjoyed it as well.
I hope they did too, girl. I'm gonna get some DMs like, girl.
What?
No, after the party, everybody, yeah, man. And yes, I'm like, okay, I'm not alone. It's good to know. So don't judge me. Don't judge me on my journey. Don't judge me on my story. But I hope you enjoy it, and I hope it inspires and motivates somebody.
How can people find you before we leave?
You can find me on all socials as CK_MUZIC. That's CK_MUZIC. That is on Twitter. That is on Instagram. It's CK on Facebook. It is CKMUZICJA on YouTube. And yeah, just CK Music on SoundCloud and all that. But mainly CK_MUZIC.
Follow her, folks. She's tons of fun on social media.
Apparently I am.
And she does a lot of cool stuff. You'll see her. She's gonna show you her. All of 2020.
All of 2020 you're gonna see me. When I got tired for see me face.
CK, thanks again.
Thank you.
You just listened to episode number 25 of Talk Truth. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen. Show us some love by subscribing, rating, and reviewing this podcast in iTunes. And follow us on social media at Facebook, Twitter, at TalkTruthJA, and on Instagram at talk.truthja and at Mario Evon. Remember to hashtag TalkTruthJA. You can find all the episodes that we've ever done on our website, talktruthja.com, or on my website, marioevon.com, under the podcast tab. If you need to hit us up, feel free to shoot us an email at talktruthja@gmail.com. And in the show notes, you'll see a link. If you want to be a guest, you can hit me up. Just click on the link and say what you got to say. My name is Mario Evon. And I'm not closing out yet because I want to read a few reviews. I love to read iTunes reviews, but I keep finding these wonderful reviews on other places like Castbox. Let's big up, Wayne Jacobs. He actually had a review way back when. He had one from August. Really appreciated this conversation. A bit tame for me, but it's moving forward, a conversation that is necessary. That was his outlook on the colorism conversation. But he also had other wonderful reviews. Really enjoy this too, but always big up yourself because sometimes you'll have to convince people of your worth. And I believe that was me talking about some of my stuff. And another one from QN, love this episode, keep them coming. I believe that was manifesting your unintentional life. Michelle Hart has also dropped a few reviews. In January 18th, she said, thank you for your honesty, Nairi, as Nairi spoke about her body journey. And on January 22nd, Michelle said, thank you for these topics. I'm learning so much. I've been binging since Saturday. I learned about your podcast through Tammy Mitchell. I follow her on Instagram and I listen to her podcast. I listened to your podcast when she was a guest and I am hooked. So proud of my Jamaicans. I'm a Jamaican living in New York. I've also told friends here and back home about you also. Michelle Hart, Wayne Jacobs, thank you guys so much for listening, sharing, showing love, giving me your thoughts, your feedback, your opinion. We love all of it. All right. Blessed love. Now me a close. I am Mario Evon, and you've been listening to Talk Truth, a place where your truth shall become your power and set you free. Until next Sunday, guys, stay safe. Blessed love. And rest in peace to my brother and friend, Jeff Ramsey. Keep singing in heaven.